Most folks think that it's a straight bit, we're just happy this way.
Mama always wanted me to be your physician.
Dad said he'd rather I become a beautician, but we can't help it, we're just happy this way. 'Cause it sure beats working for a living. We're just happy this way.
Okay, back to work.
Well, what do you think?
I think it's good.
How good?
Very good.
And funny?
And funny.
How funny?
Marty, what do you want me to say?
Whatever you want to say, Skip. And if you want to say it's the finest Dippy Duck script I've ever written, how much?
Marty!
Okay. You said you loved it. That's good enough for me. Some guys need their ego stroked, but not this guy. No siree, Bob. Not an old pro like Marty Finneman. But if you had to give it a grade.
Taking a little nap, are we?
Oh, hi, Aggie.
We're due at the recording studio in 15 minutes. What do you say? Let's move it.
So which parts did you like the best?
It's a wonderful morning. It's one of those days that makes you feel 10 feet tall.
You're late, Shorty.
Well, look who's here, Marty. It's Wally.
Hey, Wally, wait till you read my latest script. Everybody's raving about it.
Oh, I'm sure I'll love it, Marty. But right now, I'd like you to meet Rosalind Hume. She's Titania to my Oberon.
She's who to your what?
The play Wally's in, A Midsummer Night's Dream. Maybe you've heard of it, Shakespeare?
I know Shakespeare. He wrote that Zephyr.
Rosalind thinks it goes better with Shakespeare. So, this is where we work. And these are some of the characters that I do for. Irving the Terrible.
Late, but I was at my aerobic class.
Are there any openings?
Well, not at the moment.
Well, be sure and tell me when someone died.
Rosalind, this is Mrs. Winkler.
How do you do? Hi, honey. Anyway.
Oh, and Rosalind, this is Aggie.
How you doing, Roz?
You know, I'm just sort of like a figurehead. I like that word, though, figurehead.
Certainly you.
I mean, I want to get more involved in what we're doing here, okay? So, like, what could I do?
What do you mean, more involved?
Well, like other widows have done. Carry on their husband's work, like Eleanor Roosevelt, Georgia Rosenblum, Isabel Perón. Oh, not that I want to be a dictator or anything.
Mrs. Winkler?
But I can't. I have to get a haircut. I could ask Andrea if she can do it for me.
Are you sure you want Andre to cut your hair?
I'd love to see how you work. May I come along?
A recording session is a long, involved process. You'd be bored.
No, I wouldn't. Oh, I'd really like to come, Waldorf.
Skip, telephone for you.
You know, this doesn't look so tough to learn. I mean, Buddy taught me how to work his stereo, and it's really tough.
Could you tell Mrs. Winkler what I'm doing right now?
Right now, he's very close to having a coronary, Mrs. Winkler.
I'm sorry.
After Roland does his storyboard, we come down here and record the voice track. Then we take it back to the studio, and Skip and I will animate to it. We can't do anything till we have the voice track first.
So that's how it's done. I asked Buddy to explain it to me once, and he said that they hired animals who could talk.
Oh, I figured he was kidding me.
I've got some bad news. That was Gladys. She can't make it.
What? She has to make it.
She's our voice woman for this episode.
She better have a good excuse.
She slipped in the bathtub and broke her hip.
Well, that was very convincing.
I'm sure you sound just like your mom. But I think what we really need is somebody whose vocal quality is closer to Gladys and can't make it. So I was wondering if you could just fill in and do the female voices for us today.
Oh, but she can't, Skip. She has an audition at 2:30.
Well, we'd be finished before that, Wall.
But that's not the point. Rosalind has never done this sort of thing before.
But it sounds like fun. Let's see, now, the women's parts would be Princess Zard. What does it mean?
It's an expression of frustration and anger.
But no one would actually say that in real life, would they?
Just say it.
Rosalind, you don't have to do this.
Oh, it'll be all right, as long as my agent never finds out, or my family, or anyone in England.
Why don't you set the scene for us, Brooks?
Boris Bear, Reinhardt Rhino have landed on the planet Fungola and have rescued Princess Zappa. Except they couldn't get their spaceship started, so the Fungolians captured all three of them.
Oh, dear.
Where's Dippy? He's never left us in a lurch like this before.
But it seems like we're always in a lurch like this, Boris.
Maybe he got fed up with saving us all the time.
Maybe he washed his wings of us. Excuse me. Did the writer mean wings or hands?
It's a play on words, Miss Hume. It's meant to be funny.
But is it really?
Arg.
What's that?
What?
The Fongolians look up into the sky and they see.
It's a bird. No, it's a plane. No, it's a... Hey, it is a bird.
Dippy Duck.
Dippy zooms out of the universe and into the shot, and Dippy flaps his wings grandly and says...
Is anything wrong, Wall?
Must be a frog in my throat.
Supposed to be a duck.
Wally, take it from Boris's line, top of page 3.
Thank goodness you're back. What took you so long?
Dippy flaps his wings grandly and says...
Wonderful. Now what are we going to do? We got a network deadline and we're already behind.
Why don't we break for lunch? We'll get it this afternoon.
Lunch break? We've been here 10 minutes.
Hey, let me handle this.
Gee, I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what happened.
Relax, it'll come back.
You'll do it.
Unless you want your knees broken.
Well, if we're breaking for lunch, I guess I'll get a new dress or a pair of shoes or a little car.
Did you want to have lunch with us, Wall?
No, thanks. I think I'll just stay here and work this thing out.
Right.
If you think I should.
Bye-bye.
He'll be all right. What do you think? I'm going to have to go back. I think I forgot the car keys in the booth.
No, they're in your hand.
I'm going to go back anyway.
I'll go with you.
As it should pierce 100,000 hearts. But I might see young...
Dear, you could do Shakespeare like that. It was beautiful. I didn't understand a single word of it, but it was beautiful.
I was afraid if I lost Dippy's voice, I might have lost Oberon's, too.
You haven't lost Dippy.
I think I've lost him for good, guys. I never got to play the kind of parts I really wanted to play. Hamlet, Lear, Macbeth.
It isn't fair. I mean, where does it say enter Hamlet a tall prince?
Yeah. Who said he couldn't be short and pudgy?
So when TV came in and knocked radio for a loop, all that was left for cartoons, which led to Dippy. Oh, I was making good dough. I was big at parts, a part of me. I couldn't tell where he left off, and I began. Mr. Wives, but when I'm just me, I can't be as funny as Dippy, or as charming, or cute, or anything.
Sure you can.
I find you very charming.
You do?
Very.
Remember that hypnotist I went to? Brooks, you remember.
Yeah.
Skip, I didn't know you then, so you wouldn't remember. Anyway, he got me to quit smoking.
Yeah.
Great guy. You are sleeping, sleeping. So I went back to him the other day, and he got me to quit talking like a duck when I didn't want to talk like a duck.
What?
Oh, no.
I didn't want to lose her like all the others.
Good night, sweet prince.
Look, I'm a film editor, not a secretary, and film editors don't take messages. I'm in the middle of marking here. Why don't you call back later?
Sorry I took so long, but I went home to change.
Thank goodness you're back.
I don't think there's anything I'm really cut out to do down at the recording studio. But you know, maybe I could do what you're doing.
Well, it's taken me many years to learn. It's cutting with split-second timing and splicing scenes together so the narrative flow is uninterrupted and making the director and the writer and the star look a hell of a lot better than they really are. You really think you could do that?
Well, I didn't say that I had to start today. Hey?
Where is he?
He's taking a nap.
But he'll be fine.
When will he be fine?
Soon, I think.
Look, I'm going to ask you once, and I want a straight answer. Can he do the duck?
Well...
No duck! So, what we've got here is a network deadline and no duck.
What are you doing?
What you should be doing. I'm going to find...
What if you call Wally's hypnotist?
I thought of that. He doesn't want me to. He said Rosalind is more important to him now than Dippy.
The choice between a duck and a woman, it's no contest.
You've never met my wife, have you?
Listen, Aggie.
The answer is no.
Be back.
Well, I finally figured out what I can do around here. I can try writing a Dippy Duck script.
Writing a script?
Well, I mean, I can't do editing, and I can't animate, and I can't do voices. I don't have any real talent, so writing seems like the only thing left for me to do.
This is Yoshi Nakamoto. He was the voice of Minoru Mouse for several years in Japan. Anytime you're ready, Yoshi.
Dippy Duck auditions, Yoshi Nakamoto, take 1.
Dippy Duck. 誰から間違って事件爆弾を木曜日にしないで今日に合わせた。だからあと10秒でこの木星は爆発する。みんな宇宙船に乗り込め。早く
Sayonara, Yoshi.
Before we start, I have a couple of questions here. What kind of a duck is this? This duck?
Get rid of him.
Dippy is the hero of our show.
Well, then how come on page 2 he's scared?
He's a scared duck.
That's good. I like that, a duck who's human. I have a couple of more questions here. Page 6.
Arlen,
Yeah?
take a hike.
I won't use this. I prepared a little something of my own.
He did what?
Go ahead, Mr. Durand.
Dippy Duck audition, Everett Durand, take 1.
Hi, I'm Dippy Duck, and I'm just pleased as punch to have the chance to audition for all you nice people.
And to give you a sample of my, well, prodigious acting and singing abilities. Now, I've taken the liberty of bringing along my backup group, the Mallards of Melody.
That was quite adequate, Everett.
What do you think, Brooks?
Does he think? What do I think? He threw away my script. Any bozo can do a flock of singing ducks.
Well, I think the altos were a little flat.
Shut up, Brooks. Mr. Durand, the job is yours.
The job is his? That improvising tool?
We can start immediately if we can work out the terms.
One of those terms would have to be, script approval.
Arg!
Ere he do leave this grove, thou shalt fly him, and he shall seek thy love.
Boy, you're going to knock him dead with a voice like that. You look so impressive in that costume.
Well, the stage always was my first love. So I guess everything has a reason. You know what they say. What will be, will be.
How's he doing?
Fine.
You didn't mention anything about us hiring Everett Durand, did you?
No. I didn't want to upset him before he had to go on stage.
Well, hi, guys. How's everything at the duck factory?
Nothing new.
Same old grind.
Another day, another dime.
Nothing new. What are you guys talking about? Aggie hired this meatball, Everett Durand, to do Dippy, and he's making us nuts.
Everett Durand? You didn't fall for that phony hallelujah chorus of his, did you?
They sure did. I'm telling you, Wal, if you don't find Dippy and bring him back to us real soon, we're all going to be in the toilet.
Other than that, everything is fine.
I wish I could bring Dippy back, guys.
You can't really mean that, darling. That silly little bird is all in the past.
He wasn't silly.
Well, of course he was. But it doesn't matter now.
It does matter.
Well, whatever. Let's run over our cues. Are you coming? Waldorf? Are you coming?
Yeah.
And then the whole choir hold their hips and laugh. have waxing in their mirth and knees and...
What, jealous Oberon? Fairies, skip hence. I have forsworn his bed and company.
Terry Rashwatan.
Am I not thy lord?
Glance at my credit.
With his harmonica.
Knowing I know...
Rosalind,
I have never been so humiliated in all my life.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Making a laughing stock of me. Desecrating the words of the immortal bard.
Oh, Bard, my bird. And the name's Wally. Remember that. Waldorf is a stupid name unless you're solid.
This isn't like you. I've never seen this side of you before.
He was beginning to get on my nerves anyway. You know, she wasn't even English. She was from Utah.
Well, the main thing is we got Dippy back.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I better change. I can't go out on the street looking like this.
Well, we're in Hollywood, Wally.